Hello, old gays. You're not imagining this. It is not Monday. For me, it's actually Friday. And I think I'm just going to make this video and put it up right away because Monday is Memorial Day. I've got a long, grueling weekend of work ahead of me. And I'm coming down with some sickness and so I'm kind of in a bad mood, which is interesting that I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about. Because yes, Gina has asked us to talk about some serious things, political things, and it's true. It's true that I don't usually talk about serious things. Definitely, I don't talk about political things, and more often than not, I do set the tone for what follows on this channel, and maybe it is a little. That was the light going out. I can't. First, what Gina specifically asked about, I think it was a bill that was passed about allowing the gay partners access to their people, their loved ones in a emergency room, hospital situation, because quite often is the case, only next of kin, heterosexual spouses and relatives are allowed in these situations, which is wrong, which is unjust and unfair and all kinds of crazy wrong. That said, I've been in the situation where my boyfriend has been in the hospital, and I personally have never experienced that in Santa Monica, California. And I know that there are, instances where people have been denied those rights, and it seems to me so cruel and wrongheaded, and I can't wrap my brain around that. And specifically, there was a case of a lesbian couple who were, I don't know how, this was maybe a few years ago. They were actually in Miami, with their I think they had 3 kids, and they were going on one of the Rosie O'Donnell cruises, and the woman got a headache, and they took her to the hospital in Miami, and the whole family went, and she would and the children and the lesbian spouse were not allowed in, and the woman died. And tragic story, and which I think spurned this issue forward, in a lot of ways, and it appears that law has changed. That we have seen change happen, and Barack Obama actually this week called the woman and spoke to her and voiced whatever he voiced, which I think is fantastic. And Gina believes, and a lot of people agree with her, and I think a lot of gay people feel that it was a slap in the face because gay people are not allowed to get married, gay people cannot serve openly in the military, gay people are, a lot of people hate gay people and fear gay people, and I mean it's bad. It's really bad, and hurtful. As a gay person, it really does. It hurts. Um, but I can't perceive that. I do not choose to perceive that as a slap in the face, because I think in any situation, if ever a wrong is made right, then that is something to appreciate and celebrate. And this is where I kind of get in the area of worrying that my beliefs are unpopular, because my worldview is, I guess, in a lot of ways it could be considered pessimistic. I believe that it is just realistic. I think that life is unjust and unfair in a lot of ways. You can talk to anyone, no matter who they are, and they feel that their life is unfair and unjust because maybe their husband left them, or maybe they got a disease, or they lost their job, or just all kinds of things that make their life difficult and make them have to struggle. And anyone presented with unfairness has a choice. You can either choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be better. You can be inspired to be a better person through your experience of injustice and unfairness. And all of the great individuals, the great people, the great artists especially, have been able, and activists have been able to be better and help the world be better because they have come from this place of experiencing unfairness and injustice and have decided not to just identify with being a victim. And I think that gay people as a group in a lot of ways have grown so accustomed to being victims that we cling to this victim status, that when change does happen, when something does happen, we don't want to embrace that. We want to, whine about how unfair things still are. My experience in the 80s as a teenager, becoming aware of myself as a gay person, was during the AIDS crisis, when gay men were dying by the thousands, and the basic attitude was that, oh well, at least it's just gay men, it's just gay people, so we're okay. And the president Ronald Reagan never said anything about AIDS, especially anything about he never said anything about gay people. I don't think he ever uttered the word homosexual. All Ronald Reagan had to say was, gay people deserve the right to live. And he wouldn't even say that. So I have seen change happen over the last 20 years, just in the culture, in society. And I'm not saying that means this is the end, that there isn't more change that needs to happen, but there is definitely momentum. I believe that gay people deserve the right to be married and serve in the military, and I think it's obvious to anyone who has any sense of history or reality that those things are going to happen. And I know there's a frustration that it's like, it's so wrong. Why can't it happen now? It's so unfair. This one little law is a slap in the face. But it's like a child who gets, who wants a bicycle and only gets a scooter, and it's like, why don't I have a bicycle? When, there's a lot of kids that don't even have shoes. If I was Barack Obama, and I was listening to not just gay people, but everyone, and especially liberals, who I consider myself a liberal-minded person, I would be like, fuck all of you. Fuck you all. Fuck you. Fuck you. That would be my feeling. He is not the king. He is the leader of a representative government that represents the whole society. And there's a lot of fucked up stuff. I'm cursing a lot in this video because I'm hysterical. And he just, what do people expect? He's just going to get up on a throne and say, this, I declare this, and I declare that, and I declare this. So much of this country, to me, seems like a bunch of whiny children who just want to hate and blame someone for their own misfortunes and the injustice that everyone experiences on some level. What if everyone was equal? What if I try to think of a world when everyone is equal and everyone is nice and everyone likes everyone else and everything is fair? And to me, that sounds like a nightmarish society. I don't think I would be the person I am today if I didn't have, even on this little level that I've experienced, a sense of struggle and injustice. And I just don't think it's realistic to believe that is ever going to change. There will always be people who are born into poverty. There will always be people who are hated because of their race or their gender or their sexuality. And what do you do with that? Do you just blame the president? And that is why I don't talk about things like this. That is why I, wear vagina hats.